Oh man, it's been a while since I last did one of these videos, but it's nice to finally be getting back into the swing of things, especially after nearly a year-long hiatus. So, for today's episode, we're gonna be looking at stupid boomer memes. And it would make more sense to call the video looking at stupid boomer memes, but seeing as this is the reading series that we're talking about, titling it Reading Stupid Boomer Memes just makes more sense in context of the series. But with that all being said, let's just get into it. So starting off, we've already got a pretty decent list here, and I would specify which ones are cringe and which ones aren't, but seeing as these are boomer memes that we're talking about, the entire list speaks for itself, so no point in doing so. My generation will fly a rocket to the moon.
Your generation can't ride a horse into town.
So right off the bat, I can tell you that this meme is entirely inaccurate for the simple fact that, while playing Red Dead Redemption 2, I only fell off my horse 5 times, okay? 5 times. One of those while riding into town and accidentally running over civilians and killing them. But that was, again, all an accident. But every other time I rode into town on that game, I had no issue whatsoever. So make sure to check your facts before you start slandering me. Thank you, have a good day. A miracle teenager survives on his own for almost 6 hours with no Wi-Fi. Wow, that's really cool. Now, how about we do the exact same thing with the boomer's life support system? I mean, clearly this meme is alluding to the fact that modern day technology is so bad, so why don't we do the same with your guys' technology? I mean, hey, equality is important, right? How to piss off a teenager. Say good morning. Sing any 80s song. Say I love you in public. Tag them on social media. Breathe. Now, there's a lot of inaccuracies with this list, so let me explain what exactly I mean. For one, it doesn't make sense for any teenager to say good morning for the fact that, if you know teenagers, you know that they're so busy being depressed and crying all night that it leads to them oversleeping into the afternoon, thus waking up during the afternoon and then saying good afternoon. You know, common decency. Now the 80s song one is also inaccurate for the fact that, again, if you know teenagers, you know that a lot of them have this elitist mindset of being born in the wrong generation. So, with a lot of teenagers, you ask them what music they'd want to listen to, they'll probably say something from the 80s instead of from this decade. So this one really doesn't make any sense. Now this third one I especially can't agree with for the fact that, once again, if you know teenagers, they don't care to say I love you. Instead, they prefer to say I reciprocate the same feelings towards you. Because it's important to have a very good vocabulary. Now, this fourth one isn't nearly as straightforward as the other ones for the fact that, again, if you know teenagers, then you know that when it comes to receiving a notification on their phone, it lights up their eyes with all sorts of possibilities about what that notification could mean. Is it a friend asking them to hang out? Is it a friend DMing them a meme? Or, hell, is it a friend tagging them on a post on Instagram alongside all sorts of other people? Only to then realize that it's none of those things. As usual, it's their parent tagging them on a post on Facebook as a painful reminder that they don't have any friends in the first place. Or, even worse, it is a friend texting them or calling them, only to then right afterwards receive another text or call telling them sorry, wrong number. And finally, the one about breathing doesn't make sense because when I was a teenager, I never breathed once. In fact, I'm not breathing right now. Someone please call 911. With so many things coming back in style, I can't wait until morals and common sense come back again. Now, first off, I just want to say I really appreciate the Starbucks logo parody that's going on here, this meme. That's pretty clever and cute. But the thing I really want to point out about this meme is, what is with the picture of Clint Eastwood?
Get off my lawn.
I really don't understand why boomer memes always have pictures of random people in them. Is he here because of his expression in the photo? Or, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Could someone explain it? Because it's the one thing I just really never get about these memes, aside from the fact that I just don't get them whatsoever about 99% of the time. If we evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? If we all have Google, why are there still so many people asking stupid questions? Well, let me answer your question with a question. If dogs evolved from wolves, why are there still wolves? If cats evolved from tigers and lions, why are there still tigers and lions? And see, I could give you the answer to that question, but it's like you say in this meme. If we all have Google, why are there still so many people asking stupid questions? In other words, Congratulations, you played yourself. Every time you share this, a liberal's head explodes. Yeah, but probably not as much as the heads of the classmates of these kids when they walk into school the next day. Damn, that roast burnt almost as much as the chest of the mother in this photo. 1975? Today. I mean, all you have to do is go down to the south and you'll see shit hasn't changed at all since then. So, problem solved. We live in a world where boys can't play cowboys and Indians because it is politically incorrect. But boys asking to have their genitals removed to become girls is socially acceptable. Okay, for one, I'm not exactly sure what playing with cowboys and Indians has to do with getting your genitals removed, but good reach. I give it an A for effort. As for playing with cowboys and Indians, what boy in 2019 is going to care about doing that when they're getting phones by the age of 2? Again, really good reach. Nice job.
Were you part of this tough generation? I survived spankings, lead paint, wooden playgrounds, secondhand smoke, toy guns, no seatbelts or helmets, play without supervision, drinking from the hose. Sheriff, you did too.
Now I can tell the person who made this meme absolutely survived secondhand smoking for the fact that only someone with such little brain cells would make something this stupid. My generation navigated a moon landing using slide rules and protractors. This generation can't get out of the drive-thru without a GPS. Now for one, when you say your generation was able to navigate a moon landing, you mean the people that were paid to do it did it while you just sat in your ass and watched it on TV. And as for the whole GPS thing, let's just keep it real here. You know for a fact that you're the first person to crash into someone else's car just by backing out 5 feet out of the driveway. Wife off TV. Selective hearing aids for men. Ha ha ha. Oh yes, I sure do love boomer memes that are made to subtly express sexism towards women. You think that after the boomer man was done making this meme, he told his wife to go make him a sandwich or he beat her with a belt? I mean, that's how you do become a manly man, am I right? Now, see, the problem with this meme isn't the message that it's trying to portray. The problem with the meme is that it's taking the cover art of a perfectly good album and ruining it for the sake of a boomer meme. Come on now. At least have some dignity.
Vinyl is what we listened to before CDs. What's a CD?
Now, see, this meme would work if it wasn't for the fact that vinyl has made a major comeback within the last few years by the generation that this meme's attempting and failing to criticize. So, I would say do your research, but considering the person who made this meme probably doesn't understand how to use the input button on the remote controller, I can't really expect much, now can I?
Don't piss off old people. The older we get, the less life in prison is a deterrent.
Ah, come on, don't you worry too much now. I'm sure you'll die of a stroke long before that could ever happen. Growing up in the 80s, this was our GoFundMe. So, 2010 meme format aside, which really applies to most of these, what these people who make these memes don't realize is that the immigrants that they're openly racist towards, as of now, are still doing just this to make whatever money they can just to live in America. So, when it comes to keeping this tradition alive, don't worry. You guys have nothing to worry about. I want free education, free healthcare, free housing, and free food.
Have you considered going to prison?
Now, free housing and free food aside, which really doesn't apply to anything, see, what these boomers don't realize is that a lot of countries outside the US, first world countries just like the US, have free healthcare and free education. So, going by the logic of this meme, that would mean that quite a few countries outside of the US are some of the biggest prisons in the world, but seeing as boomers don't realize that the US isn't the only country in existence, they wouldn't know that. But all it takes is one simple Google search to learn that. It would also teach these boomers that they're the reason why people want free healthcare and education so badly, but let's ignore that issue entirely, right? Clearly not a problem. I have a feeling I wasn't conceived. I must have been downloaded. Yeah, well, you're about to be shoved back up your mom's pussy and fucking aborted if you keep up that attitude, you little shit. Dad, I'm an alcoholic.
No, son. I've seen your room. Empty cans of White Claw. White Claw. Bubble buzzes. 0 calorie. Fucking hard sizzler. Did your mom cheat on me with Richard Simmons? Go drink 151 through a straw and chase it with mouthwash before you call yourself an alcoholic to me, you little bundle of millennial vape puffin' bitch-assness.
You know what? I think the person who made this meme is right. Clearly, if you aren't destroying your liver, you aren't truly an alcoholic. It's kind of like believing that depression doesn't actually exist. You aren't a real man unless you've actually gone all the way. If you've only gone a little bit, then you're just a little bitch who clearly vapes even if you don't, because not everyone vapes, but you still vape because you're a little bitch. Man, these boomer memes have been a lot to take in, so much though that I can't deal with reading them all on my own. I could really use some help, so I'm gonna pass this over to my good buddy Achillean so he can deal with the rest for me. So, with that being said, take it away, Achillean.
I hope things are going great for you guys right now. My friend Michigan E, or as you might know him as Crude, has asked me to read some boomer memes for you guys. Now, I thought, you know what, why not? You know, I'm a Gen Z, I'm not that demographic, so I'll read something that isn't for my demographic. Please do subscribe to Michigan E, though. I do think he's a really creative and unique person and makes great content as well, and I think you will enjoy it. But anyway, enough of that, definitely not paid for promotion. Let's get into it. So our first meme to deal with is this one that's what I would refer to as a mother meme. Now, in this meme, we have a kid with the same hairstyle as his mother, effectively, telling his mother that he can't pause the game, quoting, "Damn it, mum, I've told you 100 times, there is no way to pause an online game." So, his mother in response, apparently vanishes and just, disappears into the ether whilst taking his mouth and all of his games. I don't know if that was supposed to be the joke, but it looks like the rap just happened, and then Neo's came in here and just decided to take this guy's mouth. I remember these days, where you'd go outside, get trench foot, and truly feel connected to the central powers. Nowadays, kids just sit on their phones doing nothing. Goddamn millennials. It doesn't like I'm political enough. Fuck. I think my only real issue with this one is that it's just not really that creative or funny. It pretty much amounts to, controversial topic, opponent bad, which kind of sucks because this had so much potential. Wait, those are half of my jokes. Liberals. Always crying about the orange man. They're like, impeach this, dummy fic that, and what they really need are some tissues to wipe away those tears. I get that's the joke, but if someone actually solved this, they'd make a massive profit on those specialized toilet rolls. Personally, I think we just all got played. Hey dude, what's your name? Bond. James Bond. And yours? Ken. Chick Ken. I mean, that is funny, but I mean, give it one more film and that's really going to be a dated joke. I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. I don't know what he's got in store for you, and as of right now, he's telling me to go back into his DMs because he's got a little surprise for me. I don't know what that means, but I'll see you on the other side or on Drama Alert because
And that was Achillean. Please go subscribe to him. He really deserves a lot more growth than he gets. So, those are the memes. Now, one thing I want to make clear is that I'm not referring to literally every single boomer in this video. I'm only referring to the idiots who make memes like these. I'd be generalizing if I did that. Because clearly, this type of stupidity that stems from these memes isn't every single boomer in existence. It's only, again, the idiots who make memes like these, which leads me to something else I want to say. It doesn't matter what generation you're talking about. Every generation has its idiots, no matter the generation you're referring to, whether it be boomers, Gen X, millennial, Gen Z, you name it. Every generation has its idiots that are louder than the rest. The vocal minority, you know. And it's really people like these that have that elitist attitude of thinking that because they're older than newer generations that came after them, they're better by default. Therefore, it's okay to generalize when it really isn't, because you can't apply this sort of logic to literally every single person from the generation that came after you. Because you don't know every single person that came from these later generations. It's not possible to. You're not going to meet everyone in existence. So the point I'm trying to get across is, don't generalize because you sound and look like an idiot that has no idea what they're talking about. And really, that's the bottom line. But that's all there is to say. So, with all that out of the way, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow my Instagram, support me on Patreon, that's been around for a while, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, I'm out. Peace.